The Guardian Dragon Mega Boss was a Kickstarter exclusive expansion for Dark Souls the board game, along with the Four Kings and the Old Iron King, and was very hard to get. Last year, Steamforged opened their vaults, selling old Kickstarter exclusive expansions for Resident Evil 2, Horizon, and Dark Souls board games, and we grabbed our copy. Today we will review this Mega Boss expansion, talking about level 4 encounters, Mega Boss combat, and what are the differences between the original and the reprint, which was updated for the new Dark Souls board game core sets. Hi, I'm Nick, and we are Tabletop Duo. So grab your favorite drink and let's start the review. As of today, the 3 Kickstarter exclusive reprints are the only expansions updated with the new core set rules, and we will begin by talking about what's new. The board has a nice artwork on both sides, and they updated the board node showcasing where the player can move into and the new Mega Boss encounter card. The rulebook comes with the rules for both the OG and the new core sets, so you get to play them however you want. The expansion also comes with 4 level 4 encounter cards. Level 4 encounters are special type of encounters you face just before fighting the Mega Boss. They use this side of the Mega Boss board, and the encounter contains a larger quantity of enemies to fight and terrain tokens. 2 of those encounters use enemies from the Iron Keep, Dark Root, and Explorers expansion. I like a lot these encounters as they offer a big space to fight and display a ton of enemies fighting players at the same time. I'm particularly fond of the encounters that mix the expansions like this one with enemies from both Iron Keep and Dark Root. You get to fight a challenging ensemble of enemies and get some extra loot by killing the crystal lizards. If you have only the new core sets and you draw a level 4 encounter and you don't have the models required, the rules state that you should shuffle the level 3 encounter cards, draw one and play that one instead. If you have the OG game, it will work just fine. You can check on screen the new page added to the rulebook that explains how to set up the Mega Boss with the new core sets campaign system. I hope this helps, but if you still have questions, write them down in the comment section below and I will be answering them. Next, let's talk about the boss fights. The boss fight happens on a cage at the top of the Aldia Keep, just like in Dark Souls 2. The board has unique characteristics to it, which are the cage nodes. They block movement except when the boss uses its special cage grasp Inferno, which we'll explain in a few minutes. First, let's have a look at the Guardian Dragon stats. The Guardian Dragon has 44 health points, 3 physical and magical resistance, which is in line with other Mega Bosses. Its starting deck is composed of 5 cards, and the dragon does mostly magical attacks that range between 4 to 5 damage, but the trick with these behaviors is that most of them are played twice in a row. The dodge difficulty varies between 1 and 3, and the dragon has some physical attacks that range between 6 and 8 damage, with a dodge difficulty of 2, and can stagger the player characters. When the boss gets to 28 health points, it heats up. Its special ability is called Caged Beast, and what it does is that it adds 2 heat-up cards to the deck and then the deck is shuffled. These new cards have a new behavior called Cage Grasp Inferno. When one is drawn, the dragon moves onto a cage node, and the players have to draw from the deck called Fiery Breath. This attack will hit any characters on the nodes marked on the card with 5 magical damage, with a dodge difficulty of 1. You might think that's not strong, but once it does that, the dragon moves and plays another behavior card represented by the bonus behavior icon. So the boss performs multiple behavior cards during a single activation, which could prove very dangerous. If you're well equipped, it shouldn't be a problem, but since the game is dice-based, you never know if the odds will play on your side. The combat is fun and very mobile, where you're trying to gain a bit of distance to avoid the clone's ranged attacks, and then strike on the weak spot since most of its attacks have one. There are stronger mini-bosses than this one though. This behavior reminds me a lot of the fight with Calamite, which is another Mega Boss for the game. He also had multiple node attacks and was heavily focused on magic attacks. If you're not able to get the Guardian Dragon and you want a similar Mega Boss to fight, I would suggest getting Calamite. We have done a video on it in case you want to check it out. It's a bit old nowadays, but it will do the job. Just check the link above or in this video's description. For the treasure, you will get the Drakewing Ultra Great Sword and the Spitfire Spear. Oh, and before I forget, let me give you the treasure rules if you're playing with the new core sets. You add them to your inventory once you defeat the campaign's main boss. And with this review, we finally revealed all Dark Souls board game expansions that came out with the Kickstarter campaign a few years ago. It's been a long ride, so thanks guys for being here with us all this time. Stay tuned for more content in the following weeks. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye!